The man in charge of Operation Midway Blitz ordered to court. A judge wants to know why federal agents keep using tear gas despite a court order limiting that use of force. Our Sabrina Franza live for us outside the Dirksen Federal Courthouse. That is where Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino is scheduled to appear at this hearing tomorrow. Sabrina.
Hi, Marie. This is a very unique move made by Judge Sarah Ellis. Normally, this kind of testimony is something that you would see on Capitol Hill or in front of a Senate committee. But tomorrow, we're expecting to hear from Bovino right here at the Dirksen Federal Building. Chief Gregory Bovino expected to take the stand tomorrow, accused of using excessive force, deploying tear gas unnecessarily and against a federal judge's order. In Little Village Thursday, a video streamed live to Facebook near the Discount Mall on 26th and Whipple appears to show protesters and CBP agents clashing. Bovino is there on video and in uniform. He pulls out a canister of tear gas and tosses it into a crowd. He reaches for what looks like another canister on his belt. Plaintiffs argue that Bovino, quote, was apparently the first federal agent to throw a tear gas canister into the crowd, that he, quote, did not give any audible warnings, as he's mandated to do. They also allege the crowd was, quote, not being violent or committing any crimes when this happened. Bovino claimed he had been hit in the head with something thrown by someone in the crowd. Court documents also claim a federal officer shot a man in the neck with a pepper ball from close range. They share this photo, a screenshot from that moment.
Never thought this would happen in my neighborhood.
Then this weekend in Old Irving Park, plaintiffs say, quote, federal agents unleashed violence, tackling at least 3 people, including a man believed to be 70 years old. This escalation happened while we're told kids were getting ready for a Halloween parade. Both incidents, they say, violate a judge's order to only use force in dangerous situations.
If there's a real threat at stake, the government still can use these weapons, but they're not hamstrung to do so. But there has to be a real threat.
Alexa Brunt is the director of the Illinois office of the MacArthur Justice Center.
It's really unusual to have those kinds of acts caught on video. So the fact that he'll be testifying in court and likely asked about his direct involvement in this kind of conduct is incredibly unusual.
Another element we can expect to hear about tomorrow, the use of body cameras. This has come up before where we learned that CBP agents all have body-worn cameras, but it's not clear if anybody or Judge Sarah Ellis in this case has been able to see any of that video. We expect to learn more in just about 12 hours or so. Live in the loop, Sabrina Franza.
Yeah, they're ridiculous, bro. Let me explain what I think about this situation. Y'all, okay, so y'all mad that he's trying to get y'all away from them because y'all crowding them in. And then you got a federal judge is now commanding him to come to court. Now, he's coming to court for what reason? Because he's trying to make sure his officers get home safe. He's the commander. He's the, he's the Border Patrol commander. He's the head honcho. He's the boss. Now, y'all trying to say that he's just throwing shit out in the crowd without no regulate. So y'all get this one-sided TikTok 5-second video, and now y'all got a federal lawsuit, and the judge want to see him in court. No context, no before, no after. That's it. Just that little clip he threw. Look, it was him. Get the fuck out the way. I'm trying to get my agents out of here. We come here for federal business. And you literally are in here trying to do what? What, protest? While being not even 5 feet away, 3 feet away from the person, all in their face, all within personal but professional federal business. And then you mad he threw a canister of tear gas to disperse y'all, to get away from them? You know what I'm saying? Because y'all gotta understand, they probably popping the fighters' tires. They're marking their cars up. They damaging them. They taking pictures, putting them on a registry. Y'all gotta understand this is actually happening. But the funny thing about CBS News, WGN, CNN, they're never gonna put that part on there. They're just gonna put the part where the agents are fighting the people off and say, look. In Broadview, you got to think about it. They were at an ICE facility. The people would come up to the gate and throw things in the gate, stop them from getting in and out of the gate, and then they put up a little bridge gate, and then they're like, oh, you can't have that. How you gonna get mad at agents that's trying to protect themselves from the people that are trying to stop them from enforcing the law? And that's what I want y'all to think about in this aspect, because what's happening is you got lawlessness going on. Then you got illegal criminals that are roaming the cities. We want to go. I'm sorry. It was sent by Trump. You know what I'm saying? Pam Bondi, they was all sent this way. And I'm glad they are. I'm glad they're doing what they're doing. I'm glad they're here. I need Cash Patel. Everybody here. Put everybody here. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what? Chicago's out of hand. Because what's going to happen is they think that they can push around Border Patrol. They think they can push around FBI. They think they can push around the CIA. No, we're not having that. Next thing you know, they think they can push around the U.S. military. Look, just send them boys. If the court don't want you, I would say this. If the court deems this shit, oh, don't do that no more, then Trump, he has the ability to send a National Guard to Illinois to enforce and protect his federal agents from any of this nonsense. Now the judge just opened up a different can of worms when we just could have kept it under wraps, right? When we could have just had these people stop blocking us in, get the fuck up out our face, throwing rocks and shit from crowds, because that's what they're doing. It's a crowd surrounding them. They throw a rock from the crowd. You don't know where the rock came from, but it came from inside the crowd to one of the agents and hitting them inside the head. That's why it's good they had those masks on. That's why it's good they had them helmets on. Because I've heard videos, and I be watching live all the time. I'm always up on it. They're like, oh, show your face so I can dox you and your family. Like, what the fuck? Who says that type of shit? And then you wonder why they got masks on. They need the mask on. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know. The cartel already planned for killings of these guys. What you think they'll do to their family that's not really up on that shit, like on the federal level? So y'all got to kind of put that in aspect too. So people are like, why do they have masks? That's because you worry. I leave my house, I worry about your wife, you worry about your kids, because your wife and your kids ain't as active and on point like you are, because you're a federal agent. You were taught that way. And then these people dox your family, and they're federal agents getting certain people, maybe cartel members, maybe victims, criminals, illegals. So what do? Oh, we can hold your family hostage until you let this guy go on some cartel shit. That's basically what you're doing. You hiring criminals. And then you got the white liberals, the savior white liberals. They come out, oh, yes, release them. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? These niggas criminals. They're not taking innocent motherfuckers. If they do, they let them go. But if you're illegal, you're a criminal. We got to take you. Don't be illegal out here. Facts. I'm 100% for what's going on. They wasting their time trying to have him go to court, and for what reason? They got to protect themselves by any means necessary. So whatever they got to do, they got to do. Simple as that. We're not about to play around with this. That being said, I want y'all to tell me what y'all think about this in the comments section. Y'all think it's a waste of time? The judge want to see the Border Patrol commander appear in court to explain why he threw a canister in the fucking crowd full of people recording him at like arm's length? Get the fuck back. We got this nigga on the ground. We have to put him in the car. And you're around the car. Get away from the car. Ta-da. That's the reason. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all wasting his time. Then what y'all expect something to go to? Oh, wear a body cam for what? Y'all, it's just going to show that they're doing what they supposed to do. It would have been way more lethal if they weren't doing what they supposed to do. Facts. They're literally only shooting motherfuckers that is trying to run them over. Motherfuckers is trying to pin them in the car. Motherfuckers are hitting their car, pinning them in the car. That's ambush style. If it was me, they'd get blown down. It's your boy Angelo Savage. Tell me what y'all think about this in the comment section. Don't forget to like the YouTube video and subscribe. Peace.